It's getting late. Gabriel decides to go home for the day.
Y por fin, y tras abusar de la lógica sierra, terminamos el tercer día de nuestra aventura. ¡Oh, qué tedioso! ¡Por Dios! Oh.
Excuse me, I'm going inside.
Oh, excuse me, I'm afraid St. George's is closed for the day.
I'm not a customer. I'm here to see the owner.
Why don't you just leave your name and number with me, and I'll tell him you stopped by.
Listen, if Gabriel is here, he'll want to see me. Is he here?
Really couldn't say for certain, but in the morning...
Gracie, say goodnight.
Ugh.
You came. I didn't think you would.
I didn't think I would either.
Your eyes. Oh, I could show you around a little. It's not much, but...
Please, don't. I couldn't focus on much of anything right now.
Yeah, I know. God, what is it about you?
Just shut up and kiss me.
Wow. Y comenzamos el día 4 sin sueño. Hablé con aquel que olía a muerte, me dio sus orejas, y las cruces marcadas se convirtieron en un velo de lágrimas. Las cruces marcadas, las orejas. Tenemos que cortarle la oreja a alguien y crucificarlo. Ok.
You're not speaking to me this morning?
Don't be silly. I just have nothing to say.
Did you find out anything about that pattern I gave you?
Yeah, I did find something. I checked the microfiche at the public library. I found an article about a murder in 1810. The newspaper published a part of a pattern found around the body. It looks damn close.
Oh.
You're incredible. All that work.
Forget it.
Have it your way.
Bueno. Y como todos los días, vamos a... ¡Un momento!
Have you noticed this guy outside the shop?
Yeah. He gives me the creeps. I wish he'd go away.
¿Qué demonios?
He's still there. I wish he'd move or something.
He hasn't moved an inch since he showed up.
Gabriel watches the man watching the shop. Gabriel.
Tengo la extraña sensación de que estoy siendo vigilado. Bueno, en fin. Iba a decir que como todos los días leyéramos el periódico.
Gabriel cannot...
Coger periódico, gracias.
Times-Picayune, dated June 21st, 1993. Gabriel's eye is immediately drawn to an article about the voodoo murders. He scans it quickly.
I don't believe this. They've closed the case.
What
Vaya.
case?
The voodoo murders case. The paper says that the police have learned that the murders were the result of an underworld cartel war and that the war is over.
That's not good.
It's ridiculous. What about the killers? And the voodoo angle, they never got anything on that.
I know you were into it, Gabriel. But if it's over, that's hardly a negative. Anyway, if you're that upset, why don't you talk it over with your pal Mosley?
You don't get it, Grace. Just forget it, okay?
Gabriel decides to check his horoscope. despite his disgust. Death walks close to you today. Resist temptation, lest his eye fall on you too.
Peachy.
Qué bien. Qué guay. Los horóscopos están siendo cada vez más y más y más terroríficos. Empezamos bien el día. Bueno, Grace.
So, what? You're used to
What?
this.
Did I?
Be still.
Pregúntale.
Got a minute, Grace?
What's up?
¿Algún mensaje o algo?
Do you have messages for me?
Nope.
Vale. ¿Alguna investigación?
Could you do some?
Sure.
No.
I can't think of any.
Okay.
Y podemos preguntarle, sí, sobre el
Do you know anything about a secret voodoo hound fool?
In New Orleans?
I think so.
No, I don't. But it sounds dangerous. You're not gonna try to find this voodoo group yourself, are you?
Would I do that?
No. Yo.
You're sure you don't know anything about a secret voodoo temple?
No. No, I don't. But if it exists, I wish you'd stay away from it.
Ya. Bueno. Seguro que no existe. ¿Y esto qué?
It's a newspaper clipping from the year 1810.
Bueno, vamos a leerlo.
The newspaper clipping describes a ritualistic murder in Congo Square. It includes a rough sketch of a pattern found around the body. The sketch is very similar to the reconstructed Veve.
Vale. ¿Algo más?
This is the last.
Bueno. Podemos salir por la puerta, pues.
I'm out of here. Try not to sell out the store while I'm gone.
Good luck.
Ay, vamos a hablar con Mosley. A ver por qué han cerrado el caso. A la comisaría. En fin. Mosley, tienes que aclararnos unas cuantas cosas.
Hey, hey, hey. Knight, come on in. Knight, I hate to tell you this, but you're out of a book. The Voodoo Murders case has been closed.
I had a feeling you were going to say that, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Just work.
Anything?
Just...
Can I ask you about some stuff?
You're the writer. Ask away.
Vamos a preguntarle sobre el Handful Voodoo.
Do you know anything about a secret voodoo hound fool?
Oh, come on. Someone's pulling your leg, Knight.
Are you sure?
There's nothing secret about voodoo in New Orleans. There's a museum, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, but that's the stuff they want you to see.
You're getting mighty paranoid, Knight.
Bueno.
Do you know anything?
I told you, you're nuts. Drop it.
Y sobre el caso.
What's the status on the voodoo murders case?
The case? What case? I told you, the Voodoo Murders case is closed.
How can you just close it? It's not solved, is it?
Oh, it's solved. Turns out the Chicago Mafia was trying to invade local territory, using Mississippi for drug running now that Florida's so hot. What we had here was a little resistance from local businessmen. Word came in this morning that the Chicago group is giving up and pulling out of New Orleans.
But that doesn't bring the killers to justice.
Well, the boys upstairs seem to figure it this way. Let the slime kill each other. Better the vermin we know than the Chicago vermin, I guess. The attitude in the department is that we've just been done a huge favor. Well, they're probably right.
What about the local cartel? Are you just gonna let them go?
At least they're part of us. We'll deal with them over time, always have. New Orleans is pretty clean that way, you know.
Well, that's the illusion, isn't it?
Look, I'm not totally in agreement here either, but what can I do? These guys are not about to get caught. I'm disappointed about the book, too. Next big murder case I get, I'll call you in and we'll do that one up right, okay? In fact, I could probably dig up some old cases and you could spice them up.
No, thanks.
Gabriel estaba bastante enfadado porque parece ser que se ha quedado sin inspiración.
What's the status?
I told you, it's closed.
Pero podemos persuadir a Mosley de que intente reabrir el caso, ¿no?
How can I convince you to reopen the case?
Look, the department's not interested.
So, couldn't you make them interested?
With what? I've got 7 bodies and still no leads. The voodoo angle's worthless. And besides, these people aren't hurting anybody but out-of-town drug dealers and hitmen.
The voodoo stuff is not worthless. It's the key to the whole thing. And these people are dangerous. They need to be stopped.
Okay. You want me to reopen this case? Prove what you just said.
What do you mean?
You need to prove there's a legitimate voodoo cult in New Orleans. Prove that they're a threat. Get me a lead on the cult.
Vale. Pues tenemos 3 cosas más que hacer entonces.
How can I convince you to reopen the case?
I already told you. You need to prove there's a legitimate voodoo cult in New Orleans. Prove that they're a threat. Get me a lead on the cult.
Todo eso. Por cierto, vamos a insultarle.
Have you ever called a hair club for men?
I'd rather have no hair than your hair, Knight.
Que hacía mucho que no le insultábamos. Vale. Bueno. Está claro que lo del vudú es algo real. Y que la policía haya cerrado el caso en este momento.
I'm gonna hit the road.
Tanto
Later, Knight.
raro. Pero en fin, tendremos que hacer esas 3 cosas. Ah, por cierto. Mosley. Puede que te sirva esta información.
This is a newspaper clipping about a murder committed in 1810. That murder is an exact match of the voodoo murders, right down to the marks around the bodies.
This does sound like the same M.O. 1810?
1810. They killed then, they're killing now. Isn't that proof that they're likely to kill again? That they are a threat?
Sure. If there is a voodoo cult, they're a threat.
Curiosamente, dejaron pistas similares a las que se encontraron, como por ejemplo el dibujo.
You know those marks you found around the murder victims? This is a reconstruction of the whole pattern.
What makes you think this is an accurate reconstruction?
Well, I borrowed the partial patterns from your police file and did my own tracing of the pattern at Lake Pontchartrain. An architectural artist reconstructed it for me from the partials.
Really? So this is the whole pattern, huh? Well, that's pretty good work, Knight. But that doesn't prove that this pattern is really connected to voodoo.
Vaya por Dios. ¿Qué más podríamos enseñarle? No tenemos mucho más. Las marcas.
These symbols are from Marie Laveau's tomb in St. Louis Cemetery. They're part of a secret voodoo code, which I had translated by a voodooienne.
Do they say anything about the murders?
Well, not exactly.
I'm sure that's a legit code of some sort, Knight, but unless it gives me the names and addresses of the killers, I don't think it'll be much help at this point.
Ya. Bueno. Está claro que nos falta algo.
I'm gonna hit the road.
Later, Knight.
¿Pero el qué? En fin, vamos. Bueno, podría intentar obtener pistas, no sé. El histórico del mundo que parecía sospechoso, que tuvieran ciertos artículos.
Hello, Dr. John.
Glad you could return to us, Mr. Knight.
Ya, O quizá no. Todavía me sigue intrigando esto.
Don't the Voodoo call a ritual whip a wet cash?
Permíteme un momento. Vale, ya estoy de vuelta. Bueno, vamos a ver si el Dr. John nos puede decir algo de esto.
Does this newspaper clipping mean anything to you?
It looks like ancient history to me.
I suppose. Thanks.
Pues nada.
Thanks a lot. Bye now.
Goodbye, Mr. Knight.